How to develop self-confidence. Secret weapon to successful people. The mirror that lied. Ethan Parker had never believed in himself. Every morning, he'd wake up, stare into the bathroom mirror, and see nothing but flaws. His job was average, his paycheck was small, and his dreams, once bright, had faded into fog. He would whisper, "You're not good enough," before brushing his teeth. The mirror reflected not his face, but his doubts. He wasn't born into a rich family, didn't have fancy degrees, and often compared himself to people who seemed miles ahead in life. Ethan worked as a junior marketing assistant in a mid-sized firm in Chicago. His boss, Mr. Reynolds, was confident, outspoken, and intimidating. Every meeting felt like a battle, and Ethan always lost. Not because he lacked ideas, but because he lacked confidence to speak them out loud. One day, during a team presentation, Mr. Reynolds asked, "Who wants to pitch the new campaign idea to the client?" Silence. Ethan had a great idea. It was creative, unique, and backed by solid research. But when the chance came, he froze. His heart pounded, palms sweated, and before he could open his mouth, another colleague raised her hand. She presented an average idea, yet she got the credit, the praise, and the promotion later. That night, Ethan sat alone at his kitchen table, staring at his laptop screen. He whispered to himself, "Maybe I'm just not meant for success." But deep down, a voice, faint yet stubborn, replied, "Or maybe you've just never learned to believe in yourself." That whisper became the spark that started everything. The Stranger's Challenge. The next weekend, Ethan decided to walk through Millennium Park to clear his mind. He sat on a bench watching kids run around the fountains, carefree and joyful. Next to him sat an older man with silver hair and a gentle smile. "You look like you're fighting a war inside," he said with a calm chuckle. Ethan smiled weakly. "Yeah, something like that. Confidence isn't really my thing." The man nodded slowly. "Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, just like muscles." Ethan looked at him, intrigued. "And how do you build it?" "By keeping promises to yourself," the man said. "Every time you do something you said you'd do, no matter how small, you tell your brain that your word matters. That's how trust in yourself grows. And trust is the foundation of confidence." Ethan was silent for a moment. "Who are you?" The man laughed softly. "Just someone who once stood exactly where you are. I used to be terrified of speaking in public too. Today, I teach people how to do it." He handed Ethan a small notebook. On the cover, in gold letters, it said, "Your Confidence Journal." "Start writing down one small win every day," the man said. "Something you did right, even if it's just showing up when you didn't feel like it. 1 year from now, you'll look back and see who you've become." Before Ethan could ask his name, the man stood and walked away. Ethan opened the notebook. The first blank page seemed to glow with possibility. The first step is always the hardest. That night, Ethan wrote his first entry. "I spoke up in a meeting today, even though my voice trembled." The next day, he added another. "I went for a jog instead of scrolling through social media." It felt strange at first, almost childish, but with each line, something inside him shifted. He began to notice progress, not perfection. He began to see himself as someone trying, not failing. Over the next few weeks, Ethan took small but consistent steps. He started speaking up once in every meeting. He made eye contact with his boss. He stopped apologizing for every opinion he shared. And slowly, people began to notice. One afternoon, his colleague Mia said, "You seem more confident lately, Ethan. What changed?" He smiled. "Just keeping promises to myself." That night, he added to his journal, "Someone noticed my growth today. that means it's real. Confidence, Ethan realized, wasn't about arrogance or pretending to be perfect. It was about trusting your own effort. The speech that changed everything. 6 months later, Ethan's company hosted an annual leadership retreat. Employees were invited to pitch new ideas that could redefine the company's strategy. The winner would lead the new project and earn a major promotion. Ethan's heart pounded as the email arrived. The old version of him would have deleted it instantly. But this Ethan was different. He trained his mind like a muscle, one small win at a time. He looked at his journal, now half filled, and whispered, "I'm doing this." He spent nights preparing his idea, a fresh digital strategy using authentic storytelling. It was creative, bold, and risky. The night before the presentation, fear came knocking again. His inner critic whispered, "You'll mess up. You're not good enough." But this time, he smiled. "I hear you," he said to his fear, "but I'm going to do it anyway." He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and visualized success. Himself standing tall, speaking with clarity, seeing people nod in agreement. When his turn came the next morning, Ethan walked to the stage. His legs trembled slightly, but his voice was steady. He spoke from his heart, not from his notes. He told a story, not a pitch. He made the audience feel. When he finished, there was silence for a moment, and then applause. Mr. Reynolds stood up. "That," he said, "is leadership." Ethan smiled, tears welling up. For the first time, he saw in the mirror what others saw in him: potential.
Your name's a fire that lights the dark.